up top and crushing the life out of people.
Fighting out of the blue corner.
That was really exciting. So
weighing in at 79.35 kilograms, a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Melbourne, Australia, Dominance MMA, Ivan Donlic! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 79.45 kilograms, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Perth, Western Australia, Francis Jiu-Jitsu, Daaniel Francis!
Feel it coming in the air, hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to the thrill.
I'm ready.
It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem? Tell me now. Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Said it, we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance. Get your boutiques on. All black, everything. Black cards, black cards.
And here we go for our first gi match of the evening. Daaniel Francis, black belt out of Francis Jiu-Jitsu, being cornered by Machwan legend Habby Hesk and CJ Hesk, up against Dominance MMA, Ivan Donlic, being cornered by Lincoln in the corner. Absolute world-class competitor, and both men beginners off looking for control. Guard pulled by Ivan Donlic. Joey, how do you feel about this one?
Yeah, look, it's going to be really interesting because Donlic coming from Dominance, you know, Link's been on our card before, and they have very strong gi fundamentals. They're really savvy, and even though he's a brown belt versus a black belt, you know, it's going to be a really tough match. Yeah,
look, you know, the skill level sets, especially when you're facing people that you come from, like from different gyms, different sports you haven't rolled before. You can be caught out of surprise, can't you? You know, you can be caught off guard by unorthodox jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu you haven't seen before.
Yeah, definitely, and it's hard to know, you know, with your opponent, sometimes they are just really, they're gi players, and other times they're doing sort of 50-50, and I know, obviously, with, you know, Daaniel starting his own gym probably is doing a little bit more of a 50-50 split now, being the head coach, and whereas someone like Ivan, like, you know, he could probably be training gi exclusively, so that's a tough one.
And look, you know, at the end of the day, it's important to remember, like, you might get your black belt, whatever, you know, you might be a good black belt, but, you know, brown belts, you know, there's different levels to different competitors depending on what it is their goals are and what it is that they're doing, you know.
Yeah, definitely, and look, I can see already that Ivan's got a really similar, he's been trying to set up some very similar stuff that we saw from Lincoln when he versed Kyle Skiba, and having a really high competitor coach to work alongside when you're going up against another black belt can be a real advantage.
Yeah, and so far it just looks to me as if Ivan's just established some of the better controls in terms of where he's at the moment in time. You know, that sleeve control he's got, the wrist grip, moving into the top collar, and then getting his feet into good positions either on his hip or inside has been promising so far. But Daaniel, you know, Daniel's no slouch and will absolutely have his time during this fight.
Definitely, I think. You know, for Daaniel, I'd probably be looking to establish a bit more of a grip on that top pant leg there. He was going for the underhook, which is a bit more no-gi based. I'd probably be looking to actually establish those grip controls a little bit more.
Yeah, at the moment, Ivan's just managing to keep the ascendancy with the controls, isn't he? And I think what we need to see is Daaniel going first on that and be the one who's actually establishing some controls rather than defending the controls of Ivan. Not looking to pass. Still back into guard. Both men just jockeying for position, trying to establish control.
Look, I have to imagine being in the closed guard of someone from dominance is probably not somewhere you want to be.
No, and it's just the constant movement, isn't it? You know, you're never settling, never staying still. You know, always trying to find an avenue or an angle to attack.
Great leg staple there by Daaniel.
Yeah, just got that control, looking to pass, but hasn't been able to free himself from the grips.
Just needed to establish a bit more control on the top leg. He had that great staple, and then if he could have really looked to establish that top control of the top leg, it would have really worked in his favour. He's got the pant grip now, but actually Ivan's set up his own sleeve grip there.
Yeah, he has, and just using that leg to get some leverage where need be. Now Daaniel just looking to free himself at that leg position. Stopped. Establishing position, and we're moving back to centre.
Yeah, look, passing in gi can be really hard because you have a grip, but as you pass, if you keep a grip that the other person uses to their advantage, that can change the advantage of your original grip. So it's a forever changing game, the grips, as you're going through the positions, and you do need to sometimes let go or look for a different grip.
Just adds different levels to the sport, doesn't it? You know,
absolutely.
You've got to be so much more considered in terms of your passing. You know, it's all well and good blast passing through with no gi, but you can find yourself very quickly in a very bad situation if you've not cleared the control before moving through.
Yeah, interesting. Daniel's opted for this sort of belt grip here on the outside. I think it's helping to adhere himself to. He's stuck onto Ivan on that hook really well, but it's actually preventing him from making an advancement himself.
Yeah, and I wonder whether it's just his attempt here is to put pressure in his guards, you know, to try to tire Ivan out, you know, just by making him constantly carry his weight on his hips and in his inner thighs before maybe changing tack. But you know, Ivan so far has been very sticky and looks very comfortable and confident on the bottom.
Yeah, look, he's managed to stave off the passing, which means that he's obviously doing really good at that hip movement, as well as winning that grip game. All the grip exchanges here, he's changing his grips constantly. If you watch what his hands are doing, as Daaniel looks to set up a different avenue of passing, Ivan's doing a really good job at changing his grips into something else, which mitigates that pass that's being set up.
Yeah. What I would say though is that Daniel's had top position pretty much the entire match. We've got 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, look, from experience, I have to say, being in an open guard bottom doesn't always win you favour with the judges.
Yep.
It's more, a closed guard is seen as an attacking guard, whereas an open guard is seen as more of a defensive guard, especially in the eyes of gi.
Yep.
So you have to be a little bit careful here.
That's right, and I've been really, really impressed by Ivan's jiu-jitsu, but he has been on the bottom the entire time, and that would be playing into my thinking if I was scoring this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a call from the crowd there about Ivan being aggressive, and I think that's really fair. Honestly, I've been really, really impressed by him, but at the moment in time, he has played this match in its entirety from the bottom.
Yeah, look, it's a hard one. As judges do go, well, he managed to stop him from passing the whole time. That's great, but he didn't manage to set up a sweep either. Having said that, to not be able to pass someone, they're obviously doing something really right, and they're setting up threats that are kind of, you don't notice as much unless you're actually in it.
Moving into 90 seconds left. Ivan has that strong grip on his collar, trying to set something up, but Daaniel really shutting him down, just not allowing him to isolate anything.
Wondering then if Ivan could have really gone for more of a knee push with that foot rather than, because he was looking to sort of almost trip it.
Yeah.
But if he'd pushed that knee down using his foot, he might have actually been able to set up the sweep.
Yeah. And both men know now we're coming up to the last minute. Both men know they need to make this work if they're going to get the match in their favour.
If Ivan makes it up on top.
Oh, so close. And Daaniel looking for the pass himself. Both men know that is in the balance well and truly, and any significant movement could swing the fight in their favour. This is what's great about Gi, isn't it? You know, it becomes a game of inches, a game of moments, you know, rather than the constant passing or movement. It's going to be a difficult one to score. I'm edging it to Daaniel at the moment just from the top position, but Ivan has been incredibly impressive.
Yep, I have to agree with you there.
Beautiful pass.
And I think that will probably solidify a potential win, though it's hard to say. Ivan's doing a great job at not letting him establish that top control, and he didn't actually manage to get a solid side control there, so...
I think I'm going to have to give this one to Daaniel. Just got that pass at the end. Great performance. We will be going to a judges' scorecard and a short break thereafter. We will be back really, really shortly.
I'm top dog, you a copycat. I'ma get his beat a heart attack. Arrest your cardiac, I'ma need your pads back, all monitors. My movement is still intelligent. Your movement is still irrelevant. Blacking out till I'm out of melanin, meaning it never ends. You a pharmacist out of medicine. I'm holding weight like a skeleton. I'm holding weight, you just a skeleton. I put my life in these sentences, bring the felons in. My cutty up in the coop, flipping chickens, turning one up into two. That's a mockingbird. They wanna lock him in the cell again for the product that he's selling them. My movement is still intelligent. Your movement is still irrelevant.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by judge's decision, fighting out of the red corner, Daaniel Francis!
All I know to do is aim high, hold my hood up like a gang sign. Del Lamo to the death of me. Shit, I'm already a legend if I ever leave. So you can't get rid of me. My lyrics will live in memory. Destination is destiny, every record's a felony, the long-term legacy. Cause it's definitely no stopping him, just keeping it a buck. I'm on one, George Washington.
Ivan, a really, really commensurate, tough performance against a gritty opponent. Talk us through your game plan there and what you think maybe didn't go quite your way.
The game plan was, as it always is, to pull, get underneath and sweep and sub. Dan played a very good game. Credit to him. I knew he was going to be really solid, like coming out of Mac 1, being Happy's black belt. Those guys are amazing, and I have all the respect in the world for them, so I knew it was going to be a challenge. So yeah, it was hard. Credit to him, his match.
Ivan, I was super impressed by your game there. I think you can see the way that works and how it plays out for you when you're able to establish your controls, and I'm really excited for the future. What does the future look like for you at the moment?
I've got myself into a bit of trouble looking a bit too far, so at the moment, day by day, week by week, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. Like, thank you to George for having me here and having me on this platform. It's a pleasure and it's an honour, and I appreciate that. Also, thank you to Link for flying over across the country with me. This guy supports me in every way possible, and thank you, mate. Thank you for everything.
Everybody get your hands up together for the real competitor. Thank you, Ivan. I'm sure we'll see you again. Daaniel Francis, come on down. Is that the best you can do, Perth? I want to hear you scream a little bit louder for Daaniel Francis. That's much better, much better. Daaniel, first off, how are you feeling?
Tired, as you can tell. I'm still huffing and puffing, but yeah, still feel good.
That was aggressive, that was technical. You were able to negate all of Ivan's strengths. Talk us through how you prepared for this matchup.
Well, seen a couple of matches of Ivan's. Know that he pulls a lot, so that was just the game plan, to just prep for guard pulling. Also prep for a flying submission, but yeah, it just didn't happen. But it was a good match, real technical. So
Daaniel, have you got your eye on another matchup here on Battleground in the future? And if so, what would it look like?
I know you one for sure, definitely. But yeah, whatever George throws my way.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Daaniel Francis!
Big shout out to my family, all my friends, Francis, Jiu-Jitsu and Mac 1. Thank you very much. I love you guys.
Chevy celebrity. I mean, we were the same.